Imagine a woman whose presence on screen carries the weight of an entire cultural heritage, yet whose gaze remains so deliberately unattainable that she seems to exist in a realm entirely separate from the audience. She does not perform for applause, nor does she chase the fleeting validation of trends. Instead, she has spent over 6 decades embodying a singular, almost mythic vision of French femininity, navigating the shifting landscapes of European cinema with an icy poise that conceals profound emotional depth and unwavering artistic integrity. This is the extraordinary reality of an actress who transformed herself from a quiet teenager in post-war Paris into the undisputed global ambassador of Gallic elegance, consistently choosing complex, morally ambiguous roles over commercial predictability. Her journey is a masterclass in disciplined longevity, proving that true cinematic immortality is not built on youthful glamour, but on intellectual rigor, fearless collaboration with visionary directors, and an unapologetic commitment to artistic truth. The genesis of this unparalleled cinematic dynasty began in the autumn of 1943 in the affluent, culturally dense 16th arrondissement of Paris. Born Catherine Fabienne Daulac into a highly theatrical family, her early environment was saturated with the rhythms of performance, literature, and artistic expression. Her father was a renowned stage actor and director, and her mother a former model, ensuring that the world of entertainment was not a distant fantasy, but a lived reality. From her earliest years, she observed the meticulous craft of her parents, absorbing the mechanics of timing, presence, and emotional restraint without ever being formally pushed toward the spotlight. Her older sister, Franoise, initially carried the family's theatrical torch, achieving early success on stage and screen. However, the younger sister possessed a quieter, more introspective magnetism that directors quickly recognized as entirely unique. At the age of 14, she adopted her mother's maiden name, Deneuve, to establish her own professional identity, marking the first deliberate step toward carving an independent path in a highly competitive industry. Her transition from adolescence to professional actress occurred in the early 1960s, a period when French cinema was undergoing a radical transformation. The rigid, studio-bound productions of the past were being dismantled by a new generation of filmmakers who favored location shooting, natural lighting, and deeply psychological narratives. She made her screen debut in a series of minor roles, quickly catching the attention of industry veterans who noted her striking, porcelain complexion, her flawless bone structure, and her remarkably controlled screen presence. The definitive breakthrough arrived when she was cast as the young umbrella shop girl in a groundbreaking musical drama that replaced traditional singing with continuous, conversational dialogue. Her performance was not defined by vocal acrobatics, but by a profound, almost melancholic stillness that anchored the film's emotional core. The movie became an international sensation, winning the Palme d'Or and instantly elevating her to the forefront of European cinema. She had proven that a performer could carry a complex, dialogue-heavy narrative without relying on theatrical exaggeration, relying instead on subtle facial shifts and an innate understanding of cinematic framing. The momentum from her early success propelled her into collaborations with some of the most provocative and visionary auteurs of the era. Her work with a legendary Spanish surrealist director fundamentally altered the trajectory of her career and the history of film itself. Cast as a bored, wealthy Parisian housewife who secretly works in a high-end brothel to explore her own repressed desires, she delivered a performance of chilling restraint and psychological complexity. The film was a masterful exploration of fantasy, class, and the hidden compartments of the human psyche, and her portrayal required her to navigate dual identities with absolute precision. She never judged her character. Instead, she inhabited her contradictions with unwavering neutrality, allowing the audience to project their own interpretations onto her enigmatic exterior. The film became a cornerstone of avant-garde cinema, sparking intense academic debate and cementing her reputation as the ultimate muse for directors who sought to challenge societal norms and explore the darker, more intricate corners of human behavior. Her artistic evolution continued into the late 1960s and 70s, a period marked by her deliberate expansion into international markets and increasingly demanding dramatic roles. She worked with a master of psychological horror, delivering a performance that explored the terrifying isolation of a young woman navigating the suffocating social landscape of London. Her ability to convey mounting paranoia, sexual repression, and psychological fragmentation through minimal dialogue and precise physicality demonstrated a rare, almost surgical control over her craft. She refused to be typecast as a distant, unapproachable beauty, actively seeking roles that required emotional vulnerability, moral compromise, and psychological unraveling. She collaborated with directors who viewed her not as a decorative presence, but as a complex intellectual equal, crafting narratives that examined the tensions between independence and dependency, public image and private truth, desire and disillusionment. Each project was carefully selected to challenge her technical abilities and expand the boundaries of what audiences expected from a leading actress. The 1980s marked a period of remarkable critical consolidation and mainstream recognition. Her portrayal of a determined theatre owner navigating the perilous landscape of occupied France during the Second World War showcased her ability to anchor a large-scale historical narrative with profound emotional authenticity. The role required her to balance stoic resilience with quiet desperation, capturing the weight of survival in a society where every decision carried life or death consequences. The performance earned her widespread international acclaim and multiple major awards, including a CSR award and a Golden Globe nomination, solidifying her status as a global cinematic force. She continued to collaborate with French auteurs who explored the complexities of family dynamics, romantic disillusionment, and the passage of time, consistently delivering performances that were praised for their emotional precision and intellectual depth. Her work during this era demonstrated a masterful understanding of pacing, allowing her to build tension through silence and reveal character through the smallest, most deliberate gestures. Beyond the silver screen, her influence extended deeply into the realms of fashion, luxury branding, and cultural diplomacy. She became the definitive muse for a legendary fashion designer who recognized in her a perfect synthesis of classical elegance and modern independence. Her association with haute couture houses transformed her into a global symbol of Parisian chic, appearing in campaigns that blended cinematic narrative with sartorial excellence. She understood that fashion and film shared the same fundamental language of illusion, transformation, and visual storytelling, and she navigated both worlds with equal authority. Her presence in advertising was never superficial, it was carefully curated to reflect her artistic values, emphasizing craftsmanship, heritage, and timeless beauty over fleeting trends. This strategic alignment with luxury brands not only amplified her global visibility, but also reinforced her position as a cultural ambassador, exporting a refined, intellectually grounded vision of French identity to audiences worldwide. Despite her immense public profile, her personal life has remained fiercely guarded, characterized by a deliberate separation between her professional output and her private reality. She has consistently rejected the intrusive, sensationalist nature of modern celebrity culture, choosing instead to cultivate a quiet, intellectually rich existence away from the constant glare of the media. Her relationships with prominent artists, filmmakers, and cultural figures were conducted with discretion, and she has always prioritized the well-being and privacy of her children, shielding them from the industry's more toxic elements. This steadfast commitment to personal boundaries has only amplified her mystique, allowing her work to speak entirely on its own terms without the distraction of tabloid narratives. She has frequently articulated that acting is a profession, not an identity, and that her private self belongs entirely to herself, a philosophy that has preserved her mental clarity and artistic integrity throughout decades of relentless public scrutiny. As the entertainment landscape shifted dramatically in the 21st century, she demonstrated remarkable adaptability, seamlessly transitioning into roles that reflected the complexities of aging, motherhood, and shifting societal expectations. She refused to retreat into nostalgia or accept diminished parts, instead seeking out narratives that explored the psychological realities of women navigating later stages of life. She portrayed mothers grappling with estranged children, matriarchs confronting family secrets, and independent women redefining their purpose after decades of societal conditioning. These performances were celebrated for their lack of vanity, their emotional honesty, and their refusal to sanitize the messy, often uncomfortable truths of human aging. She collaborated with a new generation of directors who viewed her not as a relic of a bygone era, but as a living, evolving artist whose accumulated life experience added profound layers of authenticity to every scene. Her work in this period proved that an actress's power does not diminish with age, but rather deepens, sharpening her ability to convey complex emotional states with unparalleled economy and precision. Her contributions to cinema have been recognized with an extraordinary array of international honors, reflecting both her artistic excellence and her enduring cultural significance. She has received multiple CSR awards, the highest recognition in French cinema, alongside prestigious honors from the British Academy, international film festivals, and cultural institutions across Europe and North America. In addition to competitive awards, she has been granted honorary distinctions that acknowledge her lifetime of service to the arts, her role in elevating French cinema on the global stage, and her unwavering commitment to artistic freedom. She has frequently served on juries at major film festivals, where her discerning eye and rigorous standards have influenced the recognition of emerging talent and innovative storytelling. Her advocacy for independent cinema, her support for film preservation initiatives, and her mentorship of younger performers have cemented her legacy as a guardian of cinematic heritage, ensuring that the traditions of thoughtful, character-driven filmmaking continue to thrive in an increasingly commercialized industry. The cultural impact of her career extends far beyond box office receipts or award ceremonies. She has fundamentally shaped the archetype of the modern European actress, proving that intellectual depth, emotional restraint, and visual elegance can coexist without compromising artistic authenticity. She has inspired generations of performers to prioritize psychological realism over performative glamour, to seek out challenging material rather than predictable commercial vehicles, and to maintain strict boundaries between their public personas and private lives. Her filmography serves as a living archive of European cinematic history, reflecting the shifting philosophies, aesthetic movements, and social transformations of the past 6 decades. Each role she undertakes is approached with the same meticulous preparation, the same commitment to truth, and the same refusal to offer easy answers, ensuring that her work continues to resonate with audiences who value complexity, nuance, and artistic courage. The legacy of this extraordinary artist is permanently woven into the cultural and cinematic fabric of the modern world. She did not merely participate in the evolution of French cinema, she became its most enduring symbol, a living embodiment of its artistic ambitions, its intellectual rigor, and its commitment to exploring the full spectrum of human experience. From the quiet, observant teenager in post-war Paris to the globally revered icon who continues to command the screen with effortless authority, her journey is a profound testament to the power of disciplined artistry, strategic collaboration, and unwavering personal integrity. She has navigated the treacherous waters of fame without losing her artistic compass, consistently choosing projects that challenge, provoke, and illuminate rather than simply entertain. Her name remains synonymous with timeless elegance, intellectual depth, and the unwavering belief that cinema, at its best, is a mirror held up to the complexities of the human condition. As she continues to inspire filmmakers, captivate audiences, and redefine the boundaries of mature performance, her influence will endure as a permanent benchmark for artistic excellence, proving that true cinematic sovereignty is earned not through spectacle, but through the quiet, relentless pursuit of truth.